In today's video, I'm going to talk about BlackBerry stock. It's going to be a quick video. I wanted to actually add this in terms of a cybersecurity video that I was going to post, including all the information, but the ticker symbol has been moving up lately. It's $2.68, hit 270 at one point as well. And the reason why I want to make this video is because institutional investors like hedge funds and all that stuff are buying up the share, but it looks like retail is selling it, like retail investors. So on the Robinhood app, there's some data that's shared, and I'm going to basically show the screen captures for the past 3 trading days. In terms of the app, the user base for the app have been selling for the past 3 days. But if you've noticed, for the past 3 days or so, give or take, this share price has been increasing, and the volume of the volume for the stock, the ticker symbol, has been increasing as well, past the daily moving average as well. So clearly somebody's buying it. And for example, BlackRock back in September 30th, which I was going to try to like share later on in the next video because I wanted to have a cybersecurity video and include everything in it, but might as well just include it right now. So there was about 31 million shares bought back in September 30th, 2024 by BlackRock. So you could see that, which is about equates to 5.2% of the there for BlackBerry stock, right? So that is quite important, knowing that the volume is increasing, that the people selling is mainly because institutional investors, in my opinion. Oh, by the way, I do own shares in the company, so please keep that in mind while you're watching this video. And I'm not a professional, so please bear that in mind as well while you're watching this video. Please do own due diligence and research before buying and selling. But like I stated with the screen capture I posted earlier, that's basically their user base for Robinhood. And I doubt institutional investors, hedge funds, are using Robinhood to trade on their platforms. They're using other things and all stuff, other brokerages, their own place things and all stuff. So it basically looks like retail investors are selling while institutional investors are buying. And then also basically the next screen capture is showing that, like, for example, hedge funds past trading, but this is not the most up to date in Robinhood for some reason. And then in terms of insiders as well, now there is some selling as well for the insiders, but it's usually just for tax purposes. So they're awarded a certain amount of shares and then they sell a portion for taxes. The latest one that was bought was some part of early of this year. I believe his name was Bryce. I forgot. Sorry about that. If you're watching this, potentially, who knows? But I think it was Philip Bryce or something. I forgot the actual name of the director who bought it, but he bought some shares. I think it was about $100,000 worth. Not much, but still, it's nice. And also keep in mind the share buyback too. If BlackBerry is mentioning a potential share buyback, potential, it's not guaranteed, then that means they obviously the company is doing well, where they don't see bankruptcy in the future, right? I know that used to be a concern in the past. I don't think anybody's been bringing that up lately at all, but the company has to be in good shape for them to consider a share buyback, right? And that's just my opinion. There's that. Now, in terms of the graph, I want to quickly show as well. I've showed this in the past video, but just want to quickly show just for new viewers, just in case. Downward trend resistance line dating back since 2008. You could argue it's just coincidental, but there's been times, for example, back in 2018 all the way to 2019, kept underneath this downward trend resistance line. BlackBerry Ivy partnership with Amazon 50/50 announcement happens, breaks through, comes back down, bounces on the downward trend resistance line. The GameStop, like after we came back down, the GameStop Wall Street bets run up happened as well. And then we went up a couple times, bounced like a clean bounce right there. Yes, not clean bounces there, but then there was a clean bounce there. And then we were underneath it, right? As of recently, a couple false breakouts. If I zoom in, it's a little bit more, shows more details and actually shows the breakthrough, like bounce offs and all stuff. Like, for example, right here, kept underneath, but false breakouts. And then this time, yes, it actually bounced off it. You could argue maybe those times too. But the thing is though, with the increased volume, and even though retail investors are selling and the share price is still climbing with retail, because retail, I guess, is not much volume, but institutionals are buying against the retail and the share price is still climbing. Now, the only resistance I could see happening potentially for the time being is, so for example, we passed a 200-day moving average, right? So let me show this too. This video might be a little bit longer. Sorry about that. Is 1 month chart, MAC line is in the bullish movement, right? This indicates if we're in a bullish or bearish movement, it's in the bullish movement. 3 month chart, bullish movement as well. 6 month chart, bullish movement. It was about to cross over to the bearish, but today's volume just spiked up like crazy, so it pulled it even more to a bullish movement. 1 year chart, bullish movement, past the 200-day moving average. Right now, we passed all the moving averages prior to the 1 year chart as well. So all the moving averages prior to the 1 year chart all have passed the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving average. Now the next task is the 5 year chart, which is in the bullish movement too. Let me just show the all chart too. bullish movement as well right about here. So the trajectory, hypothetically, if all keeps going this way, it seems like the movement is still, obviously it's in the bullish movement, but in like indications are showing up more upside, right? That's the thing. Now for the 5-year chart, the only right now hurdle potentially is the 50-day moving average on the 5-year chart, which is still in the bullish movement with the MACD line, but we did pass the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average, you can see right here, is at $2.67. Right now we're at 268, we touched 270, so we have passed it. Now the question is it going to be a false breakout? In my opinion, I don't believe so, given that even though retail investors are selling based off of the data points I showed you, and the institutional investors are still buying in volume, and the volume is increasing. For example, before 11 a.m. in the morning for today's trading day, November 27th, we've hit pretty much almost 8 million shares traded, when usually the average before yesterday was like about 8.3, 8.5 million. Now it's like 9.3 million for the day. We already hit about almost 8 million, if not hit 8 million before 11 a.m. Mind you, the market is not relatively doing that well today. For example, NASDAQ is down about 1% today. S&P is about down 0.3%. Dow Jones is slightly up at 0.06. I believe CrowdStrike, if you double check too, is down like about, what is it called? It's down about 5% almost. Yeah, 5% right here. So CrowdStrike is another cybersecurity company. It's down for the day. There's all that stuff. There's a couple more informations I wanted to share as well. It was, also this picture I'm going to share right now, it shows on Robinhood app, basically analysts' ratings. And for the most part, usually was high on the hold, but it's 56% saying hold and 44% saying buy. And that's from 9 analysts. So that's about 5 analysts saying hold, 4 analysts saying buy, and 0 saying sell. Might not mean much, but it's still good to know that predominantly it's either hold or buy. And given how much institutional investors are buying, it looks like, plus like I stated, BlackRock buying about 31 million shares on September 30th, clearly something is on the rise, where in terms of, for example, yeah, we could still go down here and there at times, right? But for the most part, the company is moving in an upward trajectory where they're moving in a positive light, if that makes sense. So they're going to be cash flow positive in potentially max 2 quarters, right? They've been delivering on what they've stated for the new management, all this stuff. So it seems like it's a lot of good promise for the upside, given where we're at right now, where basically this could be like the bottom, hypothetically, like this, like no longer going low. Obviously there'll be down days too, but I don't want to make it seem like there's not going to be down days. There obviously will be down days here and there, just like every stock. But given how, for example, the market's not moving up today, it's pretty much moving down for the most part, besides the Dow Jones. CrowdStrike's down, not necessarily a direct 100% competitor, but it's still in the same kind of playing field, give or take, right? And BlackBerry's still moving up, almost hit 5% at one point, or I think it did hit 5% when it hit 270, I'm not sure. And again, institutional investors, the volume is high, plus institutional investors, I'm assuming, is buying, because somebody has to be buying it. And then retail investors on the Robinhood app, only the data points on the Robinhood app are selling. So I don't know, that's just my opinion. I just want to share this before I post the other 2 videos. So I'm going to be posting another video in terms of the recap for the conference that was yesterday, and then the cybersecurity video as well. Hopefully I could pump them out this week. The plan is one of them for sure, the recap one today most likely, and then the cybersecurity one probably Friday. We'll see. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, comment them down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And take care. God bless and peace.